Possum.
Toot toot.
Toot toot, everybody! It's Big Howell and Possum.
Toot,
Back
toot.
at you for another Wednesday. You lost your hat again.
It fell off?
It fell off again.
Sometimes.
Going again.
Just sometimes. I hate this daggone hat.
You know, I think you're all right. I think you're all right for now. We'll get it in a second. How's everybody doing? Go on and join us in the chat. Give us a toot toot. Let us know where you're tooting from. I am Big Howell, as always, joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Possum.
As the French say, toot toot.
Yes, they do. They do, but they spell it weird.
Yeah, it's like
got E's and X's and stuff in it.
so many X's.
Yep. So, how's everybody's week been? A toot toot to Crystal Sullivan, joining us over in the chat.
Oh, where you? Oh, a couple toots there.
Yeah. Couple of little cloudy toots.
It's a poof poof.
Now, Mr. Possum, how you been? How's your week going?
Well, generally, it's been, your normal cocktail of nightmares and rubbish. And some good sleep, though. I slept good.
Oh, you got some good sleep.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Go on and give us a toot toot in the chat if you're happy that Mr. Possum got some good daytime sleep in, while the rest of us were, getting stuff done at work, or while I was in bed with an ailment. I was bedridden.
Bedridden?
I was bedridden. I was sleeping terribly.
You got the consumption again?
I had some kind of horrible ailment in my belly area.
Oh, God.
But not the incoming and outgoing kind of ailment. This was just a general pain.
Yes.
And a weariness that I believe was caused by the pain. I went to the doctor today. I went to the doctor this morning. Very proud of myself for I'm an adult man. I go to the doctor when I need to. And they tested me. They tested me for mono. I told her what was going on. She was like, "Sounds like you got mono." I don't know if this is a HIPAA violation saying all of this on our live stream.
It's your hippo. I mean, if you want to talk about it.
Okay. All right. I will say, you ever gotten a mono check? You ever been checked for mono?
Is that where you
Probably not.
Check you for monkeys?
Nope. It's a disease. It's a microscopic disease that infiltrates the body.
No, never been checked for that.
So it's real simple. They just so anyway, I described my symptoms to my doctor.
Yeah.
My doctor says, "I think you've got mono. Let's check on that." They prick my finger. They say, "We'll know in 10 minutes if you got mono." So I'm sitting there. I'm thinking, I'll know in 10 minutes if I have mono. And that's a mixed feeling, I have to say. Because on the one hand, I could have mono. And on the other hand, if I don't have mono, I'm just a lazy guy who's in pain all the time.
Yeah.
That was my big question. I was like, how do I weigh this out? I'm sitting here. They're going to tell me either I have a disease that's making me lazy, or I'm just lazy. Do you want to know how it turned out? Do you want to know what they diagnosed me with?
Well, I know you to be a lazy man.
Yeah.
But I'm no doctor. I ain't diagnosed you with lazy bones.
Well, you're on your way to being a good doctor, because I am just lazy. I do not have mono.
Oh, shoo-wee.
Yep.
Well, congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just a piece of crap.
You're medically lazy.
Yep, medically diagnosed as late. That's what they came in. They handed me a piece of paper.
You'd make a great possum, Big Owl.
Yeah, you think so?
I say that with love, but it's not really a compliment because I'm not really respected on this planet. You wouldn't like it. But
like the diagnosis. That's kind of a mixed thing. Like, not having a disease but finding out you're worthless is similar to being said, you'd make a good piece of crap animal.
Right.
Yeah.
Piece of crap.
Well, Nathan P., thanks for the toot toot over here in the chat. Go ahead and everybody like this video and subscribe, and be sure to tune in every week from 8 to 12. I'm sorry, 10 to 12. We're outside of prime time now.
Yeah, we got pushed back. Old Jay Leno screwed us again.
Yep. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff here tonight. We have, let's see, we're going to be taking your calls. We have a phone number now.
We got a phone.
How
about that? I bet y'all didn't even got a phone. Oh, Crystal's popping in here saying, what's the possum's favorite vet?
Yeah, who's your favorite vet?
John McCain. Hands down.
A true patriot.
Easy.
Yeah.
I like that old Straight Talk Express. Choo choo.
Yeah. Oh, that bus they had there?
I like the bus.
Yeah.
I like the bus.
Yeah. What other things do you like about John McCain?
Well, there's something about the way he looks at you that reminds me of the way my papa looked at me.
He does have that fatherly look.
Yes. And
patriarch.
Yes. Kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Got the eyes of a man that just smack you across the face just as soon as look at you.
Devilish, though. Like a little mavericky.
Maverick. Did they ever call him that? Because
No, they never did. They always avoided calling him that.
Why?
Just they thought it was too far.
Too far?
Yeah, not respectful enough.
Yeah. Well,
it would imply that he didn't follow the usual decorum. Nobody liked that.
No, that's true. Yeah. But between me and you, he was a maverick.
Mm-hmm.
He was
bit of a rogue agent, I think.
Yeah.
Followed his own set of rules, but also followed the rules of our country.
Favorite vet.
Yep. Thank you, Crystal, for the question. Go on and subscribe to the channel. We got some new subscribers. You wanna thank them?
Who we got? We got what, 5 or 6 new ones this week. Where they at on here?
Let's find them.
We gotta sort through the internet.
Okay.
Bill Haywood, toot toot Bill.
Toot toot to Bill. We got Vulgus Zildrahar.
Oh, he's some kind of a He-Man alien.
Yeah.
I think.
He's like a criminal from the Superman movies.
Oh, yeah, one of Zod's boys.
Yeah. He probably lives in like a crystal prison.
I wouldn't mind.
2-dimensional prison out in space.
That sounds kind of tight.
Doesn't it?
Now, the other one...
I'd take a 2-dimensional prison over a 3-dimensional prison.
Oh, yeah.
Which way would you go?
2-dimensional, because you can punch out of it. It's just paper.
Right.
That's
exactly.
what 2-dimensional means.
All right, Jen Meredith, thank you for subscribing. Toot toot.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Happy to have you. We got, who's this?
Dangerous Dave.
Dangerous Dave Magnum.
There he is.
He's like isn't he, that's one of those, stunt motorbike guys.
Clearly.
Like an Evel Knievel sort.
Right.
Dangerous Dave Magnum.
Yeah.
Jumping over cars and canyons.
Introducing Dangerous Dave Magnum driving around in his floppy old car.
Yep.
Somehow this car is made of floppy flesh with no bones in it. He's going to jump over a flaming sack of tires. Dangerous Dave Magnum.
Well, you're like a big fan. You've seen a lot of his stunts.
I've seen a few. I have weekends.
All right, we have Sean Smith.
Sean Smith, toot toot.
Toot toot to Sean. Thank you for subscribing. And, of course, Andy Fleming. Good to have y'all.
Andy gave us a little guff last week.
He gave me a little guff last week. And then tiptoed right out of the chat. Just popped in to give me a little guff and then disappeared.
Guff and let die.
Now, is that the Paul McCartney Guff and Let Die, or is that the Guns N' Roses version of Guff and Let Die?
That's the Guns N' Roses one.
Mm-hmm.
Tighter.
It's definitely, it rocks a little harder, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, and he's got that voice that says, I'm going to live forever and be in this shape for a while.
Also, he does that it's got a little more of like, in that little reggae type section. I think Axl's got a better voice for reggae.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's just got more of a suited voice than Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney just sounds like old fuddy-duddy in that section.
Yeah. And he said some stuff about November rain that I can't get out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing lasts forever in the cold November rain. Who else we got in the chat?
We got Nathan P. says no Randy Rainbow. Sorry, Randy Rainbow couldn't be on the show this week. Usually he's back in the back looking at the wall, or I'm sorry, looking at the void. Just kind of taking up space.
Yeah.
We let him rent out a little space behind us and not do anything. We don't let him talk or sing or anything.
Nah, give Randy Rambo a cookie.
Just let him sit back there and hear how it's done, and then we give him a cookie at the end. Yeah, that's true.
You know, but if you give him a cookie, he'll run away with the whole show.
I want to say before we get off the topic of guff, because we mentioned we mentioned Andy Fleming, King of Guff.
Duke, at least.
Mm-hmm. This show is brought to you by Guff Alert Hot Soda.
Oh, yes.
The only hot soda that does not require you to heat it up in a microwave. You just shake that can, pop that top, and be sure to drink that soda down before that can starts melting in your hand.
It's hot.
Because it gets real hot.
And just like real-life Guff Alert soda is intolerable at first, but refreshing in hindsight.
Right. You feel like you come out of it with your character built.
Yeah.
Much the same way with Guff.
It's good. Guff Alert.
It's good. So we got a guest tonight. We're going to bring a guest on.
Dang right.
Well, you excited about that?
I love having guests. I think it's nice to have guests in the void. We don't ever have nobody on. Mm-hmm. And it's because you don't clean up.
I don't sweep out into the void.
Right.
Which is stupid because it's real easy to clean up next to a void.
It's hungry for sweepings.
It is. It loves them.
Oh my God! You just take a broom and just forget it.
Yeah.
Take some crumbs.
It's also nice to have a roaring fire right against the void because you don't have to we don't need a chimney. It just goes right out into the void. It's pretty great.
Oop! Shit! What's that? Oops! Wrong button.
That's a little circus music for you.
I meant to press this. What's that? I can barely hear it.
Those both were like timpani sound, like a bouncing timpani sounds. Like somebody had their foot on the pedal and went boing.
Oh.
That's what it went. That's what it sounded like. Ooh!
Oh, that's what I was going for. I gotta label these things better.
Yeah, you do. Got to put little possum hieroglyphics on there. Let you know what sound goes with each thing. Possum's got himself a little soundboard he's learning how to use.
Ah, shit.
He's doing a great job. All right.
There we go.
What else are we doing tonight? We already mentioned we got a phone number. We will be taking your calls very shortly. We're talking about any manner of sort of matter.
Sure.
Any manner of matter.
Any manner of matter will do. Any manner of matter will do.
Crystal asks, is that a magic... I think it's like a... What is that called? A magic...
crystal
ball. Oh, yeah. The ball she's named after.
Yes.
On the mantle behind y'all. No, that is actually the moon.
Yep.
That right there is... another benefit of shooting in front of a big void is you could just pop the very moon down on that mantle. Because it just messes with size and mass.
We should tell them that charming story of how we got the moon, Big Howell. Remember when I promised you?
Do you think they're ready? You think they're ready to hear how we got the moon?
It's so freaking...
The moon itself?
It's so sweet that we should save it for Christmas.
You want to save that story?
Maybe.
Or do you want to tell it?
I'll tell it. Nobody watches this here in Christmas, I'll tell it again at Christmas like it's the first time. That's show business.
Nobody cares.
It's just because I professed my friendship love for Big Howell, and I said, you want that moon? He said, yes. And I said, I'll go get it. And I went and got it and brought it back.
It's true.
100% true.
Rare for a friend to promise you the moon and then just go and get it for you.
I stole a planet.
I've never heard of that before. That's wild.
Shit.
Something very magical about you. And it's not just the magic box that you opened that allows you to never age.
No, something about me that can steal a planet and give it to a friend.
Mm-hmm. Or the fact that you lived in Atlantis for a few years.
I dabbled.
With some clams.
Yeah, until I got all pruny.
Mm-hmm.
Came back up. But that's why I've lived longer than I should, because I opened up some weird treasure chest in Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Story as old as time.
Classic story. We've all heard it. But yeah, I don't think we've mentioned the part about how you brought me the very moon.
Yep.
Wife was a little jealous. Wife was like doubly jealous.
Well,
because she had always wanted somebody who would bring her the moon.
You're supposed to be that man for her.
I'm supposed to be the guy that brings her the very moon.
I don't think you'd like it if I brought her a planet.
Well, that's the weird thing about it is she was both jealous of what you did for me and mad at me that I didn't do it for her.
Ooh.
Because the thing is, once you've brought me the moon, now you've made it extremely easy for me to take the moon to my wife. You get what I'm saying? You gave me the moon.
Yeah.
I could just re-gift that shit to my wife very easily, and I didn't. I didn't bother.
You don't share it?
So I'm in a little trouble. I'm in a little trouble.
Boy, I'm a home wrecker by 3rd degree or something.
Yeah.
Normally I'd have to sleep with somebody to break a home.
Yep. And normally you do. But I don't want you to feel bad for bringing me the moon. I don't want you to feel like you messed up my relationship with my wife in any way.
Nah, I don't care for your wife.
Do what now?
But it's a husband's job to care for his wife.
Okay. Okay. You mean you were not charged with caring for my wife?
Correct. I said no vows. I owe her no care, yes.
Right. You didn't mean you don't like my wife.
No, I don't like her neither. Well, also tonight on the show,
I wish you had mentioned that before I married her.
Oh, you wouldn't have heard it. You wouldn't have listened to me, friend. That's how it goes with men. They don't talk and they don't listen.
Yeah, it's true.
They just collect their moons and ride their horses. And
I probably would not have accepted your signals.
You're not taking it well now.
It's true. Well, it's irritating.
You don't like how that feels, saying I don't care for your wife?
Mm-hmm.
Well, toot toot, buddy.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
I feel that way about it.
The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
This is gonna take some time for us to get back on the same page.
Nah.
It's warm down here. Have you noticed?
Yes.
Have you noticed, Mr. Possum, that it is warm down here? I don't know. I mean, you don't have a coat like this on, so you probably aren't feeling it as bad. But
I'm dressed in several layers.
It's very, very warm down here.
Shoo. I'm dressed like a scarecrow, but I got layers on.
Yeah.
On top of fur. I'm sitting in ball soup.
Yeah, but I mean, if I could trade you this tuxedo jacket for a pair of Carhartt overalls, I sure as heck would right now.
Scarecrow attire brought to you by Carhartt.
Carhartt Scarecrow attire.
Scare away them dang crows.
Yep, in the finest overalls.
Tough, manly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you got little pieces of grain or corn in the pockets of that Carhartt, those crows aren't getting to it.
No, they can pack.
They can peck at you all day long, and those Carhartts stay in one piece. It's impressive. I've seen it happen. I've sat back and watched him get pecked near to death by crows because he's wearing this.
Yeah.
And not lifted a finger because those Carhartts just stay the way they are.
Yeah, the Carhartt survived, but it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like it hurts.
Shoot, I just
Plus you're
screaming,
squealing all sorts of mess.
Shoot. A lot of the things I scream are things like help, and I say by name. I say big Howell, help.
Yeah.
Help.
Oh man.
And you're like, them overalls will be fine.
He gets going. Woo. Man, you wouldn't believe some of the noises that come out of him.
You wouldn't believe the scars on my body.
Yeah.
I got something in my teeth. Excuse me.
You would think those crows would stay away from you since you look like a scarecrow.
Well, just riddle me this, Batman. I do think that. Don't you think a stuffed straw man wearing clothes scares off crows, right? But here I am, a living thing, screaming, and they're still swarming me. Sometimes I think I'm cursed.
Do you know there's one element of scarecrow attire that you do not have, that you didn't take? Well, I guess I should say that we didn't take. That I didn't suggest you take when we took the clothes off that scarecrow.
Oh.
When we first got you some clothes.
And what was that?
Usually next to a scarecrow, people will hang some pie tins and some like dishes and pots and pans and things. Just like metal stuff. They'll hang it irregularly against each other so that as the wind blows, it rattles, makes a sort of makes
Racket.
a tinny racket.
Yes.
And that, I think, probably scares off the crows 100% more than the stuffed guy standing still in the Carhartts.
Well, I don't want to carry around a bunch of pots and pans. I like to be free with my body,
Yeah, I've noticed.
you know?
I've
So,
noticed.
well, I guess I'll just get pecked.
I guess you will.
But we should also say, before we get into our little stories, is that we're going to be debating later on tonight.
Oh, that's true. That's the other thing we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about current events here in a little bit. We're going to go over some headlines as we normally do. We're going to bring you the Ted Bagless news. And we are also going to be debating. We're going to decide for once and for all with our guest. Our guest is going to watch. I don't know if he's going to really. We're not going to let him say anything.
He's going to moderate it, Big Al. He's going to be our judge.
Right, but my attitude towards moderators is that they should be seen and not heard.
Oh, my
Or that
God.
they should see, not pipe in at all, or question anything anyone says, or tell me when to stop talking. I prefer it if it's that way.
Is that you think?
That's how I prefer it to be. So the guest will be here as a moderator and allowed to watch in person the debate. You'll also be allowed to call in and express your views on the debate once we get our number up here. And then what was it? What was the other part? What was the other part that I was going to say? What was the next thing I was going to say?
Shit.
I don't think I ever said what the topic was. That's what it is.
That's right.
What's the topic?
We're going to debate time travel. Is it good or bad?
We're going to talk about whether time travel is good or bad. We're going to decide for all time. Hey, is good or bad? Why would those be the...
This is clearly good. This is clearly bad.
Yep. Bad is definitely... That's evil, that's incorrect, that's bad for society, that's the sound that means that.
Oh, God, the Four Horsemen are going to write in on that sound effect.
Perfect. All right, so just to check in, Nathan said, got to get more moons. Man, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't hate to break this to you. Only got one moon.
In the whole place.
There's only one moon. I mean, maybe you could move to Jupiter or something.
Ooh, you got him good.
Move to if you want more moons, move to Jupiter.
Oh!
Get more stupider.
Oh, my God!
Wow.
You got him good.
Wow.
Shit, yes.
We boinged you all the way over there to Jupiter right
I
there.
hope so.
All right, Casual Johnable has joined us in the chat. Toot, toot, Casual.
Toot.
Someone said that empty cars on the side of the road are scarecrows for people.
Empty cop cars.
Ooh, like most Casual Johnable comments, that's got me thinking. That's got me in my thinking zone.
It's true.
Empty cop car. Oh, I didn't say cop, did I?
Right.
Empty cop cars on the side of the road are scarecrows for people. That, you know what? That's just true.
That's true. Because they ain't got to do nothing. Have
Yeah.
you ever seen a scarecrow sitting in an empty cop car? Ooh, chill your bones.
Now, if you were driving down the road next to a cornfield and you were like, that corn looks good. I'd like to get a bite of some of that corn.
Yeah.
I'd like to run out there and just gnaw at some of them cobs with my teeth. And you decide you're going to pull over, but you see a cop car there. You're not going to do it. You're going to drive up to the next farm. I think that's what he's saying, right?
Yeah. Especially if that cop in that, he's lurking with some pots and pans.
Right. Especially if the cop is making noise, making a tinny racket.
Yeah.
A calamitous sound.
Scare me right off.
Hey, Mr. Possum.
Hey, Big Owl.
I heard you joined a heavy metal band this weekend.
Yes, sir, I did.
How'd that go?
Terrible.
Which metal band did you join?
Order.
Water? You joined a band called Water?
No, Warder.
Warder.
Yeah, it's a combination of war and murder. Warder.
War and murder. That's cool. I like that. Warder.
Yeah, they put up a flyer on one of them telephone poles saying that they wanted somebody to guitar for them.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can put anything up here.
You can guitar?
I can guitar. Yeah, I've seen it done plenty of times. Plus, remember, I was guitar tech for Band of Horses for a time.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's right.
Anyway, I show up and they look at me and they're like, "Can you dress a little scarier?" And I'm like, "Fools, I'm a dang night critter wearing a scarecrow outfit. That don't get scarier. It just don't."
That is a good point.
So they just grumbled and stuff, and I'm like, "I'm ready to rock, boys. You know, when do you want me to guitar?" And they told me to stand off to the side of the stage. And they said, "We'll tell you when to guitar." So I'm standing there, getting all pumped up, getting ready to guitar.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it sort of was. So they yell out to the crowd, "We're Warder, and this song's called Blistering Flames of Calamity," they said.
Dang. Blistering Flames of Calamity.
Woo, it's a little tight, you know.
Yeah.
So they start going, chugga, 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 doo, 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 and all that metal music, you know.
Oh, I've heard it. Heard it many times.
And then that song ends and they go, "This song's called The Thunderous Clash of Murderous Battle."
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And then they start going all bum, 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 I'm tempo heavy metal stuff. You know, all that dopish stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And then their song's over and they say, "This song's called The Sweltering Cling of a Tight Shirt."
That one's like that one's less dramatic. That was less scary than the other ones.
Well, I mean, have you ever worn a tight shirt?
I've worn plenty of tight shirts, my friend.
Well, it's sweltering.
Right.
So they finish that one up and they go, "We're Warder, have a great night."
That was it?
That's it.
Just 3 songs?
That's it. I'm
Just
like,
chugga it through 3 songs,
3
and then they're done?
So they come up stage and I go, "What the hell, you guys? You said you was going to tell me when to guitar."
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Yeah, Possum, we want you to guitar right now. Guitar their damn gear off the stage and load it into the truck. Toot toot."
Toot toot.
How about that? Oh, yes. Totally intelligible, just a good, solid old country joke. Perfect.
Toot toot.
Toot toot.
Man.
That's the way I like them.
They duped you into being the roadie for their band.
Yeah. They used a pun to rope me in.
Right.
Looks like Crystal's saying, if y'all could design a maze, what would it look like from above?
Ooh. That's a good question.
A maze.
A maze. What do you think yours would look like from above?
From above.
Mr. Possum.
I want it to look like something tight from an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Something that's kind of an illusion.
Okay.
Something that makes you scared when you're sitting in your plane seat.
You want to scare the people up above?
Yeah.
Would it be your face?
Hey! No. I think maybe like a... That stung a little bit. Maybe like a big monster anus. Like a Godzilla.
Would that look like anything?
It looked like a big
if I flew over a big monster anus, I think I'd just be like, that's a volcano.
That's scary.
That's cool. Right?
That's scary, even if you don't recognize it as the monster's anus that it is.
Sure.
It's like, shit, is this thing gonna go off? And then if it does, it's a big Godzilla poop.
Right, but this is just corn with a hole in it. You've just done a cornhole.
Well,
you just made a cornhole.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. I think I would want mine to look like one of them. What are those cookies that come in the bag? The Pepperidge Farm cookies.
Ooh, the Milanos.
The ones that look like chess pieces.
Chess pieces.
You know those?
But them butter cookies?
Yeah, they're butter cookies and they got little chess pieces. I think they're just called chess cookies now that I think about it. Now that I consider it for a moment, they're called chess cookies. And I would want. I think I would do one that looked like a rook or something. I think that would look cool.
Oh, so you'd be playing a game with your captors, like
yeah.
You twiddle your fingers from above and say, "Oh, your move."
Yeah, that would be a pretty easy maze, though. Got to say, a rook, because you would just go one long stretch. Then there'd be a couple little jagged parts at the top, and then one long stretch back home.
Well,
I'd have to think about it a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think
Crystal, great question. Got to think about it a little bit.
it could be tight if it was real extra big, so they waste their time in it for a long time.
Yeah, like if it's a rook where the long stretches are like 2 miles
Yeah,
long.
they're like, this has got to turn into something, and then it don't.
It never does.
Yeah,
How about that? How about just one long line?
I like that.
A maze that's just one long line that goes from, like, say, your house to the speedway.
It's a thinker. I like it.
Well, it's also like a quick way you can walk to the speedway, just through the corn mess.
Through the mess.
Through the corn mess.
Well,
All right, thank you, Crystal, for that question. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Possum.
I was just gonna say, I believe it's time for our first dog break.
It is time to check in with the dogs. We're gonna go to Dog Cam and see how the dogs are doing. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you for tuning in to Big Howell and Possum. We'll be back in 1 minute.
All
right, we are back with.
Now, don't be alarmed.
Do not be alarmed. We have a guest here in the void. This is somebody we picked up and put a blindfold on and brought him to the void. This is our friend, our very good friend, Hezekiah Backrub. Go ahead and take that.
It's Hezekiah.
Go ahead and take that blindfold off, Hezekiah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
It's a nice void.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this a good void?
It's one of the nicest voids I've seen.
Yep. Well, thank you for joining us, Hezekiah Backrub. It's nice to have you here in the void.
Hezekiah Backrub, but yeah. Backrub. Backrub.
You don't like when people call
The
you
mnemonic
Backrub.
I use think it's very Backrubbing of you.
Everybody give a nice toot toot to Hezekiah Backrub here in the chat. Let's see. We got Nathan said I'd make it look like that dog's playing poker painting. Oh, he's still back on that corn maze, which is fine. You can talk about whatever you want over there in the chat, and we'll talk about it with you.
Now, I think that we should mention that Hezekiah Backrub is a elusive figure in our community.
This is my first public appearance on the internet or television or radio.
That's kind of a big deal.
It is.
So what's your deal? Like I said, you're a good friend of ours. But tell us about who you are and what your deal is, and anything about you that we might not know.
Well, as you all know, I live in the woods. I live in a cabin where I've lived by myself since I was 9.
I've heard. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a hermit.
You've lived by yourself since you were 9?
Yeah, since my father passed away. He was teaching me how to clean a gun.
Yeah. Okay.
And he killed himself because I wasn't good at it.
Yeah, you screwed that up.
I disappointed him.
So he didn't screw up. He didn't screw up.
It wasn't an accident.
It wasn't an accident.
He said, "Give me that gun."
He said, "I have failed, and it's over." Wow. That's a sad story. That's like the kind of tragedy that would define you for, say, the rest of your weird cabin dwelling life.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it affected me in ways I haven't processed.
Hey,
I would say that's probably true.
I think it seems like you live a pretty tight life. You got
Do
your
you
own
think
place.
so, Mr. Possum?
He's got his own place. Nobody bothers him.
Exactly.
You know.
So you live out in a cabin by yourself,
Right. Alone.
alone as well. What do you do out there? What sorts of stuff do you do?
I just love carving wood squirrels and other animals, mainly squirrels. My cabin is about half filled with wooden squirrels. I like them. I like to look at them. I like the feeling of a knife going through.
Do you
wood.
talk to your wooden squirrels?
No, not much. I try not to. They tend to. Once I get a conversation, it's like I don't. They're not talking back to me, but I imagine what they would say, and it just goes and goes, and then they like say some hurtful stuff, and then I'm getting angry. Then it just feels stupid.
Yes, I can see that. Now, do you ever want to sell these squirrels, or are they just something that pile up like a bunch of wish-wash?
Sometimes people ask me that, and I just don't have interest in money. I'll give them away. I brought some for y'all to have. I'll give them to you after the show.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Love it,
All
squirrel.
right.
It's kind of like my currency.
Free wooden squirrel. All we had to do was drive 65 miles out into the middle of the woods and
I really
kidnap this
appreciate
guy.
it.
So wooden squirrels, that's cool. What you got against money? What's wrong with money?
Oh, don't even get me started
Give me a
on
toot
money.
toot. Give me a toot toot in the chat if you like money.
Give me a toot toot if you don't believe in money.
Don't believe in money. That's one of the silliest things I ever heard.
Money doesn't have value to me because I haven't assigned value to money.
We've got a question for Mr. McRub in the chat from old Crystal Ball here. She says, did Mr. McRub borrow one of Andy Fleming's sleeveless shirts? Do you know who this Andy Fleming guy?
He's the guff giver, right? I'm only familiar with him being referenced on this show. This is the only show
guff.
I've ever watched, actually.
Just the guy, I mean, he's got so much guff to give that sleeves literally don't last on his shirts.
He guffs them off?
They just fall off. They just fall right off his shirts because of all the guff he's got to give to everybody.
Now, he said that this is the only show he's ever seen. That's special, or, I mean, so this is
true.
TV to you. This is just the only, you've never seen Belvedere or Webster or Wheel or Jeopardy?
No, I've seen them referenced in magazines. I'll find piles of magazines, and that's where I get most of my pop culture news.
Now, you find piles of magazines
Yeah.
out in the woods.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say the nature of most of these magazines is? What kinds of magazines? Are they Red Book?
A lot of Red Book and Mad. Lots of Mad. Yeah.
People are leaving their mads out in the...
I think what it is they're just getting too old for them, and they're embarrassed. They move in with a girlfriend or something, and they're like, why do you have all these Mad magazines?
And they go...
So they just put them in the woods because they know hermits like Mad Magazine and Red Book.
They put it out... You think they put it out there for you?
I
to be able to read
them.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
I think
that's something I've never thought about before.
I know, because I think, well, those are probably murder victims magazines, you know, because there are a lot of people killed out in these woods, McRub, and I think that
That's true.
Some of this stuff could be dumped, but it could just be something innocent like you think it is.
I mean, did y'all have Mad Magazine when you were a kid?
I had Mad Magazine. I loved Mad Magazine.
Now, where are your Mad Magazines?
I think they're out in the woods.
I think your mom probably took them to the woods.
I do have a recollection of some kind of weird ceremony when I was maybe 13, 14 years old, where all the family, all the aunts and uncles, everybody all got together. They sort of led me out into the woods, and they made me just drop a big pile of Mad magazines out in the woods. And they said, "You're a man now." And I was able to come back and be a functioning member of society. They gave me $50.
That's sort of exactly what I imagine
sort of
happens.
Come to think of it, that is the moment at which I became a man.
It sounds a little almost as traumatizing as Mr. McRub's initiation into being a man.
I don't know if it's comparable to lose your pile of magazines to watching your father die in front of you, but I mean, what do I know?
I did love those magazines. They were funny. They were quite funny.
They are funny.
Pictures.
Still funny.
Have you ever figured out? Have you ever noticed this? I'm going to blow your mind. On the back page, back inside cover.
Right.
You can fold those, and it'll make a different picture than. It's sort of hard to describe now if you're not doing it. But if you gotta, anyway, the instructions are on the page. Check it out next time you're reading a Mad magazine.
Oh well, I mainly look at pictures. I'm not a big reader. That's why I like Mad, is because I get a lot of the pictures.
Now, do you know how to read?
I think I do.
You think you do?
I don't like to try too hard. It gets me.
Well, it's called Mad. It's called Mad Magazine,
right?
So you know an M and an A and a D when you see one.
I see, yeah, like things like that. I imagine if you held up an M and A and a D, I might be able to know some of those are from Mad Magazine cover.
Sure. Now, money, not so much.
No, and that's another reason
if I held up a dollar bill, you wouldn't be able to tell me what part of that said legal tender.
Right, or how many dollars it's worth.
I've got an intriguing question for you.
I'll bet.
That's what we do in the Void. We pin you to the wall with intriguing questions. If Big Hal here became a man when he gave away his Mad magazines, and you just get Mad magazine after Mad magazine, does that mean that you're just a pile of children?
I don't know. I mean, in a way, I feel like what is a man but a pile of the children he once was?
Ooh, toot toot.
Toot toot, goddamn. Has anything more true ever been stated on this show?
I doubt it.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about. I was setting up the phone.
But I think what it is I think because of the trauma in my childhood, I've been stunted and maybe stuck in childhood.
Like a Peter Pan of sorts.
Exactly.
Or a Michael
Mad
Jackson.
magazines are like the fuel for my Neverland adventures.
Well, that's sure interesting. Let's go ahead and go to the phones.
I like that.
We got a phone line here. Go on and give us a call at 413-659-TOOT.
It's going to be exciting when you call in. It's going to go like, oh, and we're going to pick it up.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So go on and give us a call once again at 413-659-TOOT. And if you have a question for Ezekiel Bakrub, you can call in and ask him any question about being a weirdo who lives in the woods and doesn't have any money.
Now, do you have something coming up you'd like to talk about, Mr. Bakrub?
Now, the reason I'm here is to talk about the annual Hermit's Ball that I've been trying to throw for the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. So far, it's always just me alone at the park ranger station. And I'm trying to
wait, but it's a hermit's ball,
right? It's a ball for hermits, for people who live alone in the woods. I feel like there's a lot of us. Yeah, but
I mean, isn't one of the defining factors of being a hermit is that if you threw a ball, you'd be the only one there?
In general, yeah.
That's sort of one of the rules.
But here, I'm here. Hermits, I go to my nephew's house. That's how I watch y'all's show. I do interact with people occasionally.
Wait, you go to your nephew's house. What's your nephew's? What's your nephew got going on?
Oh, he's all into the internet and he's so on the grid it makes me sick.
He got money?
Yeah, he spends it and makes it and has a job and pays taxes and
he pays taxes?
I imagine.
Well,
we don't talk about this kind of stuff. He knows
what's his name? How much money does he make a year?
What's his net worth?
I don't know. His name's Jake Jr.
Jake Jr.
Yeah, his last name is Jr.
Really?
It's
Oh wow.
It's his dad's name. Don't even get me started on my brother-in-law.
On your brother Jake. Your brother-in-law. So you have a sister.
Yeah, I had a sister.
I don't
know if I'm ready to talk about
Do I
this
dare
one.
ask about your poor sister? So Jake Jr., let's just talk about Jake Jr. So Jake Jr.'s normal. You're not.
He seems odd to me.
But he's got he's got a phone, for instance.
Yeah.
He probably knows how to read.
Presumably.
At least he knows how to read, like the chat over here. Let's see. We do have a comment from Casual Johnable, like the Tooth Fairy. Give the Forest Hermit your Mad magazines, and he will leave $50 under your pillow while you sleep. I doubt very much that is true, Casual Johnable.
Give him $50?
Because he's never had $50 in his life.
I wouldn't know $50 if you handed it.
I tell you what, you could sell 50 of your carved squirrels for $1 a piece.
If people
and you could trade that for a Mad magazine that wasn't covered in deer urine.
Oh my God! Why don't you just put a squirrel under their pillow and cut the middleman out?
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't love waking up to a nice carved wooden squirrel under their pillow? Who doesn't love that?
Cute little munchie under your pillow.
I don't know. How does he think I'm going to find the... Are you sleeping next to the pile?
Sleeping next to the pile of what?
Of magazines? I'm not leaving the woods to go to your house to put something under your pillow.
I'll say, before I became a man, I fell asleep next to many piles of Mad magazines. And then once I became a man, I fell asleep next to piles of Red Book. That's sort of the change.
Red Book.
That's the changeover.
I've always kind of held this assumption that hermits were just stand-ins for Santa Claus, which is why they have them big beards.
Yeah.
So in case Santa Claus gets the flu, you could just kind of pop in, taking his place like a substitute teacher.
That makes sense. I've never been called upon to fill in, but I would.
Do you think you'd be qualified?
Yeah. I think me and Santa are tight. I still get Christmas presents, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a quick question. Are the last 10 Christmas gifts you've given, were they all carved squirrels?
No. I tried to carve a porcupine once.
Okay.
Christmas porcupine.
So one of them was a porcupine.
Yeah.
Were any of them magazines that you found in the woods?
No, I wouldn't give them away for anything.
Okay. They're your most priceless.
My only entertainment.
Sure.
I don't think that you're going to like being Santa Claus because he's on the grid, buddy. They got a Santa tracker on the news. I've seen him flying over the earth.
I don't believe in the Santa tracker.
What do you mean you don't believe in the Santa tracker?
I think they're just making it up. I don't think you can track magic with science.
I think that you're trying to play games with me. I think that Santa is clearly real. And
I'm not arguing there. I 100% believe Santa is real. I don't believe that science is real. So I don't think you can track him.
Right. So your problem with the Santa tracker is not that Santa's not real. It's that the science they would then use to track the real Santa is not real. So you don't believe in tracking software.
Magic messes up science. Do you ever see X-Men?
How have you seen what?
There's a parody called Sexmen in one of the Mad magazines. And one of them, whenever she would touch an electronic dildo or something,
wait a second,
it would blow up.
A dildo?
In Mad magazine, a dildo in Mad magazine.
Now this may have been a crack.
May have been a Red Book.
Could have been a Red
This
Book.
could have been a Red Book.
Could have been cracked. Cracked gets a little raunchy.
Yeah, cracked is raunchier than Mad in my experience.
You ever read Raunch? You ever read that magazine?
I've never checked out Raunch. Is it good?
Oh my God! Tell them about a back rub.
The name.
You love Raunch
the name
magazine?
says it all. I've only seen a few, and like I said, I'm getting most of what I'm getting is.
You ever come across a Cherie magazine out there in the woods? Have you ever come across one of them?
I don't think so.
Ooh, boy, you'll love that one when you find it.
Yes, Cherie Bob. Well, I believe it's time of the show. We got a brand new segment. It's called "What's in My Pouch?" In my slimy pouch, I keep different stuff. Now look, I got something that I put in my anatomical pouch, and these fellas gonna take one guess each at it and see what it is. Now I'm gonna bring it out. We're gonna talk about it. Now, since I'm gonna be a hospitable guy, I'm gonna give Mr. McRob the first guess of what's in my slimy pouch.
A baby possum?
Baby possum, is he right or wrong? Wrong. Ain't no baby possum in here. I'm single. I want him angled.
Your wrong sound effect is the same as your good sound effect.
Oh, oops. I meant to do that.
Yeah, I think you need a different sound effect for good, bad, right, and wrong.
Well,
I think that's confusing.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. Wait, what's that one?
What's this? One?
No.
There's that. And then we got this one. And then... Well, that's a different...
You blew your whole pad on different spoilings.
I think
and so you don't have any room for like a womp 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 when somebody gets one wrong. You know what I mean?
Like
Perfect.
that.
You did it. You
Okay,
did it.
go ahead and take a guess, Big Al. What I got in my slimy pouch tonight?
$200 Canadian. Is that the correct sound or is that the wrong sound?
Do you think baby doo boop boop boo is the correct sound? Hell no, Big Al, you dead wrong. What I got in my pouch? I got a little hat.
Wow.
Oh, did you all hear that come out of his pouch?
I got a little hat. It's still glistening from all the slime.
Will you hold that a little closer to the camera?
Sure,
so
Big
people-
Al, what we got here?
A little higher. There we go. It's like it's a little cowboy hat.
It's a little
similar to the
cowboy
one
hat.
I have on my head. It's a little shinier though.
Now
I
why
like it.
would I have a little cowboy hat in my pouch, you guys?
Because you do have a little possum and he's going to wear it?
Maybe someday. Maybe he'll inherit this little hat.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, it would be cute.
Like an heirloom.
Now, I tell you, you just say a heirloom? Oh my God, this guy. And my real hat's about to fall off my head.
Yep.
I think, now this is a suspicion that I have, it's a fear, that someday Big Hal's gonna anger some kind of a gypsy or a witch and get shrunk. And I don't want him to wear his big hat, because he'll be underneath it completely. He'll be the size of his G.I. Joe.
I mean, it's a solid fear. I do upset witches and gypsies almost every day.
All the time. Now, if you try to put this on your head hat now, it's going to look ridiculous on you. Ridiculous. But if you...
Are you
Just imagine it.
Are you telling me right now that I need to put this little hat on my head? Is that what you're asking right now?
Let's see how stupid it looks. Now, if you shrunk, it'd be perfect.
So your goal here is to put a tiny hat on my head and make me look stupid. That's the goal.
For a time, but I know that in the grand scheme of things, I love you, and I don't want you to look ridiculous as a tiny man.
Do you know which way is the front? Oh, it looks like that's the front, right?
Yeah, there you go. There's a...
Okay, so, and it has these little clips on it that make it stick on the head. Now,
Let me
it's
get
a little,
you some light.
Yeah, give me a little light. Let's see how this looks.
Let me get you a little flashlight here.
Yeah. It's a little difficult to see against the void. There's a little hat. Okay, yeah. No, it's
Sparkle.
I don't hate it. You know what, as is, I actually don't hate it. It's pretty good.
Well, you look stupid. You don't look good in it. But when you shrink, it's going to look just fine. You're going to look sharp. Sharp.
So you kept a tiny hat in your pouch, in your slimy pouch, all day, just to tell me that I looked stupid in it.
No.
Is that right?
For now, yes, I'm enjoying that. But
Me too.
it's not to make you look the fool. It's in time you'll look good in it when you're shrunk, because you will shrink one day. You're going to give some guff to a gypsy,
Yeah.
and they're
Well,
going to
that's.
shrink.
I mean, yeah.
It's inevitable.
They haven't shrunk me so far, though. They've just, given me various ailments and things like that.
It's probably where you got your belly problem.
Yeah, I guarantee you it was. I mean, if it wasn't mono, it was definitely some kind of curse from a witch.
Thank you.
See, I didn't make you look stupid. I just helped you out. I just moved your hat a little bit over.
That's what a friend does.
That's what a friend does.
I learned about how to
That's
be a
what
friend.
friends are for.
Now, real
That's what friends are for.
quick, what's a friend?
It's like another hermit that you see and you don't want to immediately murder him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably as good a definition as there is out there. We got a question from Crystal. She says, what do y'all think about Chipotle Ranch?
Chipotle Ranch.
What do y'all think about Chipotle Ranch?
I only know.
I'm a big fan of it. I love Chipotle Ranch.
Yeah.
I think the raunchier the better when it comes to Chipotle. Give me that flavor, give me that dirt, give me that earth.
Now, is this a Mexican variation of the Ranch magazine?
Yes. What it is you get your regular Chipotle magazine is just like a fully clothed burrito with the foil around it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Chipotle Ranch is the bottoms of it's kind of ripped off.
Yeah.
Kind of in a passionate way.
Sure.
And all them gooey insides are just corns and beefs that just spill
And half
out.
of it is just phone ads that have been stuffed in there.
Yeah.
Almost half of it is just ads for, talk to me while I do stuff to my privates.
Shoo-wee.
Oh, go on.
You never read a Chipotle Ranch magazine before?
Like I said, I may have come across one reading.
Now you've never had a phone call before. Once again, I would like to say, give us a call at 413-659-TOOT. Let old Hezekiah back here know what a phone call is like. I mean, think about how sad that is to have never received a phone call. To me, it sounds, as I say that aloud, it actually sounds kind of like nice, like a relief.
Right.
Like never get a phone call. I mean, come on, pretty good.
I mean, as much as you're begging for a phone call right now, you do hate a ringing phone.
They do bother me, but I mean, we went to the trouble of getting ourselves a phone line so that people would call in and talk to whatever weirdos we dragged in here. So I say go ahead and give us an old tootle over here at 413-659-TOOT, and also give us a toot toot over here in the chat. We got a few minutes before we're going to do headlines. But Crub, what else you got to say? What else you got going on in your life over here? So you're having a hermit ball. Did we finish talking about the hermit ball?
Basically, that's why I'm here, is because I think maybe other hermits might have nephews who have introduced them to this YouTube live series. And, I mean, I'm watching it, so it's like, it seems likely that another hermit would watch it. And it's like, hey, buddy, come to the ball. We're doing it again this
Do we got
year.
any hermits? I mean, if you know how to type out a comment,
tell your nephew to type toot toot.
Yeah.
Say toot toot via my nephew.
Tell your nephew, if you're a hermit watching this right now, and you would like to come to what'd you say it was?
The the first.
No, your name. No, your name. How do you say your
Hezekiah.
name? Hezekiah. If you're a hermit watching this and you would like to come to Hezekiah's 5th annual Hermit Ball,
Well, it'll be the first if people show up.
it'll
But
be
it's
the
the 5th year I've been
inaugural.
trying.
It'll be the inaugural ball if anybody shows up. If not, it'll be the 5th annual one.
It'll just be that time I went to the ranger station again.
Right. But get your nephew to say toot toot over here in the chat and ask for the address or something.
Yeah.
Do y'all people have addresses?
No, I mean,
Y'all's people have addresses?
Y'all people got addresses.
it's the ranger station. We all know we're the rangers.
What would if somebody wanted to send you a letter, what would they do? Would they have to pay would they have to pay like a feral child to run it out to you somewhere, or would it reach you at an address if you put postage on it?
No, there's no postable address.
You got any Nels working for you out there in the woods? Any Nels?
Now you mean like this is, I'm assuming, like the comic I saw, Smell, about like a deaf dumb woman who lives in the woods, or
Right. Try to reverse engineer that Mad Magazine thing you saw about Smell. And it's Nell. It's a non-funny version of Smell.
Right. Exactly.
Oh man, I feel like a non-funny version of Smell would be like kind of dark and touch on creepy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably better just getting the Mad Magazine.
I think it'd be very, very interesting and illuminating to talk to you about movies in general, because you probably know all the movies, but you only know them by their Mad Magazine parody name.
Most of them.
Right? You ever heard of a movie called Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene?
Nope.
I was really hoping Mad Magazine had some kind of Barfy, Barfy, Barfa, Lame. What would it be? What would Darlene or whatever the end of it be? Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Barf spleen.
Barf spleen.
Barf spleen.
That's so.
Barfy, Barfa, Lame, Barf spleen. You ever seen that movie?
Now that you say that,
Yep. Okay.
that rings a bell.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Man, that must have been a fun comic, that one. A lot of fun. A lot of fun stuff happened in that one.
Everybody tossing their cookies.
Yeah. Yep.
Barfing.
Yep. And I mean, and I think it'd be a story that would really relate to you because it's about weirdos in the woods just doing whatever they can do. They don't have any money. They don't live by any set of society's rules. Much like yourself. Much
Reasonable
like yourself.
people.
Yeah. Just the right, as far as you're concerned, just the correct. The Marcy, Martha, May, Marlene people are your kind of people.
Okay. Well, thank you.
They're exactly like you.
That's a good note to go to our break on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's have another dog break.
I agree.
We'll be back with more fun stuff.
Yeah.
After these messages,
Get your phone out.
we'll be right back.
Dog cam.
Show business.
All right, we are back from another great dog break. It looked like the dogs were having a great time over there.
Oh yeah, they're just swatting and a jumping and a romping.
Yep, just live dog cam, seeing what they're up to. All right, we got a question over here in the chat from Nathan.
It says,
says-
Hezekiah, do you consider yourself an American citizen, or do you got your own sovereign thing going out there in the woods? That's a good question, Nate.
That is a really good question.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably one of the first things we should have asked is, are you an American citizen?
Now, it depends on who you ask. Me, no. I don't have any documentation. I don't have a green card. I don't have a
Right.
driver's license. I don't have a social security card.
Right.
So,
Do you have like a leaf with your name on it that you keep in your pocket?
No.
You don't have any kind of like identification whatsoever of any kind?
For who? The wooden squirrels? My nephew? He knows me.
Don't you ever worry about getting your body found as a dead body, and then you got nothing on you? It's going to take forever to identify you.
Who's going to find me? That's what's great about it. I'm just going to die and that'll be it.
I guess. It sounds like a drag.
Yeah.
Sounds peaceful to me.
Well,
So you just want to fall on the ground and just never be found.
Well, now, the ideal
You
scenario is like
want to go
sudden
out
death.
like a Mad Magazine. You want to hit the ground and just be stumbled upon by
Right.
some stranger.
As long as it's like a quick death.
Right. Well, that's what we all want, right?
If I got like a gut shot or something, like if I was shooting at a deer and I dropped the gun and the deer like picked it up and figured it out,
oh,
which has happened.
they'll turn it on you.
That's happened before.
Yeah, if I got like gut shot, I would
That's
probably.
not something you saw in a magazine. Is that something you saw in real life?
I'm pretty sure this happened.
Okay. Because that sounds like something to me that would be in like a Mad Magazine.
Oh, now that you say it, no, I think this happened.
You ever read a newspaper?
Now here's the thing: newspapers will get in those piles.
Right.
And it's not always that easy for me to distinguish what is a newspaper and what is a Mad Magazine.
Okay, so you get a little lost.
There's some, and this is one I feel like was a picture in a newspaper, but also could have been a cartoon in a Mad magazine,
or it could have been a cartoon. Now this is really going to flip your lid. Sometimes they got cartoons in the newspaper as well. Now this screws people up all the time. There's all kinds of, because how are you supposed to trust the news at all? How are you supposed to distinguish between real and fake news when they got Doonesbury right there, right next to your news?
What do you mean?
What are you supposed to do?
News?
Doonesbury's a real guy, though.
Doonesbury is a real good guy.
He's a real good guy.
He's a real good guy.
Doonesbury's a real good guy.
He sure is.
And you gotta follow up. People let know what's going on. Doonesbury's a real good guy. Dennis Menace is a good boy.
Dennis Menace? Okay, let's go through them. All right. So Doonesbury's a good guy.
Yeah.
Dennis Menace.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Family Circus. Good family.
Okay. High and Lois.
Good couple.
I would say one of them's good. One of them's bad.
Now what about that Hager?
He's a bad boy.
Bad boy. Yes,
by definition.
He is. All right. Wait.
Bad boy in the newspaper. Hey, horrible.
Beetle Bailey.
Good soldier.
Good soldier. Okay. All right. Did we already say Foxtrot?
Silly boy.
Silly boy. Okay. Calvin and Hobbes.
Tiger boy.
This is just a word association now.
What does it say about my brain, Doc?
Kathy.
Me?
Kathy.
Kathy? Hello? Hello?
This is how I access your brain. Someone hypnotized you and convinced you were Kathy at some point. So if I start yelling Kathy at you think you're Kathy.
Ack! Oh God, I'm squiggly. I'm having that dream again. I'm squiggly.
How do we get you back to being the possum?
How do you get me to being the possum?
Do I have to say Funky Winkerbean?
I'm back.
He's back.
Funky boy.
Funky Winkerbean's a funky boy. That's true. That's very true.
Watch that word.
It's one of the most abstract things we've done on this show. It was great.
Says Garfield, and it's on Nathan. Crystal says, "Would you trust more, Garfield or Heathcliff?" Oh my God!
Yeah,
what a good question.
That is a good question. But before we answer that, will you just give us your impression of Garfield? What do you think of Garfield?
I think it's
good boy, bad boy.
Oh, he's a lasagna boy.
He's a lasagna boy.
Yeah, he's a nap boy.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday boy. He ain't Monday boy. I'll tell you that.
I've never heard of a Heathcliff. I know.
If I had to call Garfield one thing, I'd probably call him a Tuesday boy. A Tuesday boy.
Hot take. Now, who do you trust more, Garfield or Heathcliff? Now, you ain't heard of Heathcliff?
Heathcliff Huxtable, the obstetrician?
No.
And you're gonna want to just forget about him.
Bill Cosby?
You're gonna want.
Oh, he's an American treasure.
You're gonna want to forget about him right
he's
now.
So funny.
I don't even want to get into it.
Talking about his jokes.
Stop it.
Nobody's thrown away a Mad Magazine in a while, have they?
It's been a while.
Yeah, just get rid of that. Just stop. Just stop talking about him.
She brought up Heathcliff Huxtable.
Go ahead and give us a call at 413-6592 if you would like to talk about something besides whatever he's talking about. But please do not mention the comic Kathy, because apparently it turns this guy, this possum over here, turns him into Kathy.
What?
Funky Winkerbean.
Funky boy. Now, who do I trust more, Garfield or Heathcliff? Now, let me explain something to you. Think of this in terms of possums and raccoons. Garfield's a classic raccoon. Lovable, shapely, approachable. Heathcliff eats them fish out of the garbage can.
Yeah.
Don't give much of a care. That's more me. I relate to Heathcliff.
You relate to Heathcliff. I would say I would trust Garfield personally a lot more, because Garfield's just like a comfortable, like you understand Garfield's motivations. Whereas Heathcliff is more running around, like he's more of a chaos agent. He's running around. He's hanging out with that crazy gang, the Cadillac cats or whatever they're called.
What? Talking about U.S. Acres?
No, Heathcliff has those pals, the Cadillac cats.
Oh, yeah, he's in a gang. That's right.
He's in a gang.
Part car, part cat.
Here's a good question for you, Big Hal, and you can chime in if you'd like. Fuck, marry, kill. Garfield, Heathcliff, John Arbuckle. Go.
Will you say that one more time?
I said fuck, marry, kill. Heathcliff, Garfield, or John Arbuckle.
Fuck, marry, kill, Heathcliff, Garfield, John Arbuckle.
Yes, sir.
All right. I got a process of elimination, I guess. You got to marry Garfield. Out of those three, of course you marry Garfield. Easy to please, but at the same time, just wants to sleep all the time and be left alone.
Oh, yeah.
You marry that. Of course you marry that. Now it's a choice between fucking and killing John Arbuckle and Heathcliff. I'm gonna kill Heathcliff so that I don't go to jail, and I'm gonna fuck John Arbuckle because I want to fuck John Arbuckle.
Okay, fair enough, dude.
What about you?
Now, I don't know who John Arbuckle is.
He's a human man.
Yeah.
All right, so kill. Right away.
That is the entire biography of John Arbuckle. Is all you need to know about him.
He was one of our founding
He is a
fathers,
human
right?
man. Yes, he's one of the founding fathers of our country.
Yes.
So kill. And then Garfield seems like he's just fun. So
Yeah.
that'd be some fun sex. I fuck that Garfield. And then Heathcliff Huxtable is just such a loving, nurturing, great person. I would want as much of that in my life. I think he would bring stability to my life. So I'd obviously marry Heathcliff.
All right, let's just coast
Buddy.
on past that.
Buddy.
Casual Johnable says, or wait, no, we got a few things here. Nathan P says Riff Raff.
Is that somebody?
That's somebody in the Heathcliff universe. I think it's one of the Cadillac cats, isn't it? All right. Crystal says Jarnarnbuckle. I don't know what that means.
She getting drunk.
Yeah, she
fell asleep in the keyboard.
She fell onto the keyboard. That's true. That's very true. Nathan says he's Garfield's dad. He's talking about John Arbuckle. Now that's not canon, as far as I know. That's not canon.
Now that changes things because I don't know if Garfield would fuck me right after I killed his dad.
You gotta hide the body.
Then you don't know Garfield very well. All right. So Casual Johnable says John Arbuckle's tears will constantly keep your pillows soggy.
Oh God! Is that in a scenario where you're killing him or when you're boning him?
I'll kill him as quick as possible.
Yeah, don't let him cry.
I'll just step on
Let
his
me just confess, I like a soggy pillow. I like a wet pillow. I like it. I like a damp pillow.
Too wet.
That was probably damper than I like my pillow. That sound. I don't want to sleep inside your pouch. Though, if I became very small and wore that little hat, oh my lord, I would winter in your pouch.
I'd love to have you in my pouch home for the winter.
I would summer in a little shoebox on the Maine coast, and then I would winter inside your little slimy pouch, wearing that there cowboy hat.
Oh, Big Hal, I'd love that.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be so adorable.
Oh, that would be a wonderful time.
I'd pat you on the head. I'd give you little pieces of goldfish. Mm-hmm. You could do tricks. I'd try not to step on you.
Nate says, how do y'all feel about that churchy caveman from BC? I forgot straight about BC. My lord.
Churchy caveman.
You know the guy who sits by the tree and he goes, thank you, God, for all this caveman stuff.
BC for me is the worst because, like, as someone who's not a big word person, it's literally the same comic every day.
Yeah, it's
just God looks at rock.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, speaking of words,
plus
the
death. There's not a lot of death in BC, but there would be. You know what I mean? It's like that comic. If it was going to be real to cavemen life, one of them should die at the end of like every comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they had a lifespan of like 3 panels back then.
I think we should get into the headline.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I plumb straight up forgot about the headline.
We just got to talking. Nobody gonna call his phone.
Yeah. No one is ever going to call us on this number that we bothered to get.
I was excited about getting my first phone call.
I mean, you would think just some robocaller in Massachusetts would call this number up just because it's from a Massachusetts line.
Want to hear the sound of a phone call dying forever?
Yes, I would love to hear that.
Never mind, said the phone. Oh, my hat! It fell into the void.
I think it's okay. I think Hezekiah Backrub's got you. All right.
Thank
Backrub.
you. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Hang on, hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the news segment of our show. Like most Americans, we get our news from TedBaglessNews.net, your one source for news, your only source for news. And we got a few headlines for you here tonight.
But Grub's trying to touch the banner. Did you see that?
I don't.
He's like a goddamn casino man.
He doesn't understand where that's coming from. He doesn't see it.
I don't. Do I need glasses?
I'm going to guarantee that you need glasses, and also you need to go to like a regular doctor as well. And you probably have all kinds of problems.
Oh, God. He's behind the healthcare 8-ball for sure.
All right. So, first headline this evening. Ted Bagless, opinion column. We love it. We love it when we get one of these opinion columns from Ted Bagless, right?
He's full of them.
He's got so many opinions. But this Ted Bagless opinion, he says we need to we need to surrender to the robots now before it's too late. So, got a little, we covered up.
Sorry, McGrubb.
We covered up McGrubb here with our graphic.
Now.
But that's the graphic that goes with this story. So, basically, what Bagless is saying in this opinion column is that it's basically, hey, listen, it's better to surrender and apologize to a Roomba than it is to a Terminator. So he's saying we need to surrender to the machines now while they're coffee machines and vending machines, and not later when they actually have the AI, artificial intelligence, and so forth and so on.
A Terminator, as they say, will not listen to reason. This dang old
They're built to not listen to reason. What do you think about that? What do you?
Can we take that graphic off? I feel rude to our guest.
I like it.
You like
I feel
it?
like I am a graphic.
Yeah.
I am graphic.
He's never gotten to be a graphic before.
Okay, I'm sorry to take that from you.
This is the most interaction with technology I've ever had. Is this what it's always
true.
like?
All right.
You're gonna like the way you look.
So what do you think about Hezekiah? What do you think about machines and the eventual inevitable takeover of human society by machines? What do you think about that?
Yeah,
You got any quick thoughts on that?
It's like a less sexual version of the Sperminator, I'm assuming. It's a cracked.
Slightly less sexual, probably.
Slightly less sexual.
Probably.
So basically,
Little
the
more
robots are taking
little
over.
more
They just
menacing.
ain't forcing themselves on people physically,
Right.
romantically.
Is it romantic in the Sperminator?
Oh,
Would you call it
sweet.
romantic?
Their little hearts coming up.
Okay.
You can tell he meant it.
All right.
It was funny.
I have a feeling your sense of what's romantic and what's not is a little skewed from
Probably.
a normal person.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's inevitable. That's part of why I live in the woods. Like, I think all robots are going to uprise. So, yeah, if you're around technology, you should absolutely apologize to your vacuum. Or do what I do, live in the goddamn woods. Mm-hmm. I ain't apologizing to nobody. I ain't got any electronics to apologize to.
What on earth? I gotta check the settings here on the phone real quick because it's saying it's
we're getting some technical difficulties with our phone. We was sitting here, and it said we was unavailable.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Do not disturb us off. Let's see. We got a...
This is that magic messing up science that I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. This could be magic.
Instead, my pockets are filled with my special rocks, and they're all imbued with magic powers. It's probably wreaking havoc.
Magic rocks?
All right.
You said you was a hermit. I didn't know you was a warlock.
All right, Nate P in the chat, go on and try to give us a call again, and see. Let's see what happens there. I think I might have fixed it. If not, it's Google Voice's fault. This Google Voice thing is ridiculous. It's very, it's very quick to send people to voicemail.
You go from apologizing to the robots
to giving a guff.
Yeah.
Buddy,
I'm not ready to apologize. That's Ted Bagless' thing. He wants to apologize to the robots. I do not.
Some people say that Google is kind of a Skynet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a call coming in on the hotline. Now, is this set up to receive calls? Did we set this up to receive calls? All right.
Nathan.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, we got a call. This is Nathan. Nathan, you are live with Big Howell and Possum and Ezekiel back rub.
Hezekiah McCrub.
How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, no. Hello. What's happening? Toot toot.
I just toot toot.
Ring dong. How you doing?
Ring dong. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're yelling. That's helping us here.
I was wondering what the possum's take on Marmaduke is.
Oh, my take on Marmaduke. Marmaduke's a big old stupid dog, makes a mess everywhere it goes. And still gets all the love and affection and touching that he wants.
You hate Marmaduke because it's a dog, basically.
Marmaduke would rip my throat out just as soon as look at me.
Sure.
And it would be a funny comic about it. Like, oh, Mark, what'd you do now? And I'd just be my dead, bloody, ragged body.
That's true. He'd be smearing you all over the couch and everything. And it'd just be a one panel. You just see your smeared blood all over the new couch. And they'd be going, the new couch. They wouldn't even be worried about you. They'd be like, the new couch.
Marmaduke.
Oh, Marmaduke. Yeah, that's true.
And
that's true. That would be
my
funny.
life over.
Yeah.
What's great about Marmaduke is you don't have to know how to read for that one. Because I assume everyone is just people going, Marmaduke.
Yeah, it's true.
It works.
You do not have to be able to read those tiny little captions at the bottom of old Marmaduke. Thank you so much for calling in, Nathan, and I guess revealing to us that it's possible to receive phone calls on our new number.
That's my first.
I appreciate that a lot. You got any other questions for? Maybe you got one for old Hezekiah Backrub over here.
Hezekiah McCrub.
Yeah. Have you ever found another dead body in the woods?
Yeah, now I don't want to bring this up, but yes, I constantly find dead bodies. Yeah. But I don't have a phone. And even if I did, I don't talk to the police. So I just go about my business.
Right,
I don't make a big deal about it.
So you just stack more firewood on that dead body.
I just step over it. it's not my problem.
Sure. Not my problem. Says old Jebediah Toenail.
So no. I feel slightly slighted by that one.
Toenail. Ow.
I'm sorry.
We're getting further and further.
I'm sorry. Look, I slightly screwed up your. I messed up your name once. Okay,
yeah,
come on.
All right.
Nathan, are you still there? Did you hang up?
Yes, I'm still here. Toot toot.
Toot toot. To you too.
Toot toot.
All right. Thank you for calling in. We're going to hang up on you now. Okay. We got a Casual Johnable says Family Circus is the worst. Crystal woke up. She said that guff's going to get you shrunk, Big Hal. Casual Johnable says, oh, the cheese sandwich is a euphemism for Jesus. I do not know what that's a reference to. What's that?
You're talking about a cheese sandwich?
Did we mention a cheese sandwich?
That guy's going to get you shrunk. That guy's gonna get struck by a fella.
Man, this hat
This
tonight.
hat.
This hat tonight is a.
I don't even want it.
Yeah, like let's not even bother putting that thing back on.
I gotta tape it to my head. There you go. Looks good on you, back rub.
All right, let's talk about our next headline, which is an actual headline, not just some crap Ted Bagless decided to say. But gentlemen, ladies, and anyone who is watching, Fool's Gold has been renamed. Fool's Gold has a new name. It's been rebranded as Gold Junior. They're calling Fool's Gold Gold Junior now.
It's happening again.
And this is because why don't I here? I'll just move this.
There you go.
I'll just move this down like this.
Oh, there.
Here, I'll just put it down here.
Right over.
Look at that. Look at that. Gold Junior. Now this, so you know how there's Fool's Gold.
Oh,
you know how there's
yeah.
Fool's Gold out there. You look good in that hat, by the way.
Wow. Thank you.
There's Fool's Gold, but I think that somebody must have gotten somebody higher up in the government or something must have gotten offended by the fact that that it was called Fool's Gold. Must have bought a bunch of Fool's Gold because they've renamed it Gold Junior instead of Fool's Gold. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's offensive. It's offensive to call it Fool's Gold now.
Yeah, because somebody was made the fool.
Right. So from now on, if you wouldn't mind, because it is offensive, instead of calling any gold that you buy that's not actually gold, instead of calling it Fool's Gold, please call it Gold Junior. And
That's nice. It's nice to be got good to fools.
yes.
Yeah, because then it's like you didn't get gypped, you just got downgraded.
Yeah. And speaking of Gold Junior, we have our new segment tonight is brought to you by Titties and Son. Titties and Son would like you to invest with confidence. Are you diversified in your gold investments? Does your portfolio include Gold Junior? A healthy gold portfolio is guarded against the downswings in the Gold Senior market. So if you happen to want to invest in some Gold Junior, be sure you invest with Titties and Son, the known, trusted investment source. Invest with confidence. Titties and Son. Thank you very much, Titties and Son, for
You need help with
sponsoring
your
them.
money? Give Teddy's a call.
Now that's a real good move. Calling regular gold Senior, because it's like now it's outdated.
Now it's exactly, and that's why. Now this is the thing. A lot of the financial, a lot of what people love about gold is that it's supposed to never go down in value. But this is a cagey move by Gold Junior to label regular Gold Senior, because now it is going to go down in value because people are like, oh, that old Gold Senior.
Yeah.
See, this is what Fool's Gold should have done all along. They've upset the power balance. You know what I mean?
Now they're making the people with the real gold feel like fools. Now they know how it feels.
Now they should call real gold Fool's Gold.
Yeah. All gold is fool's gold.
If you ask Backer up here.
Yep. If you ask old toenail back rub back
Oh my
there.
God. Crystal says in that hat, McCrub looks like he's on MTV Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Oh.
True story.
I only know a couple of those words, but yeah.
Does that sound tight?
I like the way they fit together.
Next headline, it's a trend piece. And it is... Let me fix this right here.
Graphic body. Here it comes. Oh, you're moving a different one.
Let me fix this. I don't know where to put it, though.
There you go.
Yeah, right over my
Here we
face.
go. Put it right over. Okay, here we go. Right here. That's where it goes now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else, non-binaries and the like, cut your morning routine into pieces with a cursed lamp. Have y'all heard about this? Y'all heard about this cursed lamp? It's a new trend in getting yourself going in the morning.
Oh.
you know how normally when you get up, well, you don't get up in the morning, you get up in the evening.
Yeah.
So let's just pretend you're normal and you get up in the morning.
Okay.
In the AM.
Yeah.
All right. So you get up, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you know, you wash whatever stink off your body and put a little deodorant on. You don't probably do any of this, right? You don't do any of
I
this
rub
stuff.
a rock.
A rock.
A rock. You just rub it on yourself.
You rub.
Exfoliates. That's all you need is a rock.
Do you think that it's doing a good job?
Yeah. I imagine I smell great right now.
Yeah.
I rubbed a rock right before I
Well,
left.
congratulations on being able to imagine that. So he rubs himself with a rock every morning. But let me tell you a little something about this cursed lamp. And I'm actually gonna. Oh, come on!
Well, you're grabbing other stuff because this program sucks.
I ain't gonna let go of it.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you a little something about this cursed lamp. So the cursed lamp is an actual cursed person who has died and then been turned into a lamp, because science has determined that if you are exposed to a little bit of an actual gypsy or witch's curse in the morning, it will eliminate bacteria from your teeth. It'll eliminate plaque. It will curse away dead skin and wrinkles. It'll keep you younger. All you got to do is stand and smile in front of that cursed lamp for a minute, and you can eliminate brushing your teeth, washing your face, exfoliating yourself with a rock, or doing whatever the hell old buddy over here is doing.
You're gonna call me toenail. I know it.
I backed off calling you toenail this time. As much as I wanted to, I have respect for our guests. As much as they smell like an old log that somebody peed on.
Ooh-wee, his stinker's got a thinker on him, doesn't he?
Yep, he sure does. All right. So we got one more. We got one more headline, don't we? Oh, that's right. That's right. This one's gonna pop up right on top of right on top of old Stink Rub back there.
Stink rub.
Ghoulies are back, baby!
Finally!
Yeah, baby!
Ghoulies are back, baby!
Ghoulies are back, baby!
It's true. Every 15 years, the ghoulies come back. Can I grab this dang thing? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me grab it. Every 15 years, the ghoulies return. And they pop up out of our toilets and they rip our nuts off and chew us up from the butt up and eat us to death. That's their deal. And they're back, baby!
Yay,
Ghoulies are back!
Finally.
You
Yes.
gotta check before you sit down.
That is, yeah.
That's the
Right.
thing.
Right?
Because they're not very quiet. You'll hear them splish splash in 10 minutes
Yeah.
before they get to your butt.
They're not smart. They're not quiet. They're not stealthy. They're not ninjas. They're just ghoulies. And you can't even blame them. You know what? I wouldn't even, if I was looking down and one was just going at me from the nuts up, I wouldn't even blame them, because they're just basically a wild animal that's in the toilet. But it's up to you. Viewer, you gotta flip that toilet lid open and make sure there's not a ghoulie in there before you sit down. That is an important part.
Or do what I do, poop in a freshly dug hole. There's never going to be a ghoulie in there.
There could be a ghoulie in there. They can ghoulies. When ghoulies are done with us, they're coming for weirdos like you. That's just the truth.
Eventually. Good luck finding me, ghoulie.
This guy thinks he can
He
hide
just
from
said,
a ghoulie.
"Good luck finding me, ghoulie." This guy's asking me.
There's a ghoulie out there. Come get me. I ain't scared of no ghoulie.
All right, if there's a
Little ghoulie
ghoulie,
creeping up on your music.
if there's a ghoulie out there, come. Give us a little
Bring
bit.
it.
Give us a little bit more of that music, real quick. Let's Greg, this is your song.
Ghoulies gonna get you. Ghoulies gonna get you.
If there's a ghoulie out there, come get me.
Come at me, ghoulies.
Boy, you just signed your ghoulie death warrant.
Ghoulies
Sure
are
did.
perverts. Now, here's the thing. I don't fault a ghoulie for waiting in a toilet and eating someone's butt.
Right.
That's nature.
That's
But
just nature.
Some ghoulies, a lot of ghoulies, are waiting in there. You sit down, they're watching you poop for a little bit, then they go for the butt.
Has that happened to you?
I've read about it. I've seen documents.
Documents. You saw a Mad magazine about ghoulies.
That's a type of document, and it could have been a newspaper.
What was
What were
the
they-
Mad magazine spoof
Were
of
they called
ghoulies?
were they called boobies? What were they called?
Butt ghoulies?
Were they called
They're called pubies.
pubes?
They just kind of touch your pubes from
They're
below.
called pubes.
Oh, yeah,
Little
yeah.
pubes. And so they basically just want to watch you poop. They just
Right.
want to watch that poop happen. Right. Okay.
Like one ghoulies like, oh, I'm gonna get it, and he's like, hang on a second.
Hang on a second. We're pubies, not ghoulies.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think we should go to one more dog cam break.
Yeah, it's time for another dog cam break, and then when we come back, we're going to have a debate. We're going to get into it, and we are going to decide once and for all whether time travel is good or bad.
After these messages.
Ask yourself whether you think it's good or bad, and go on and let us know here in the chat, and then also give us a call. Hell, give us a call.
Doolies.
All right. Wow.
Well, I think you should be able to press that.
Okay. So we're back. So dog cam was great. It's myself, Big Howell. It's my partner in crime, Mr. Possum. It's all our friends out there on the chat joining in. Be sure to subscribe and to like this video, and also to let us know what your what your thoughts are on time travel as we go on. We are joined, and our moderator this evening.
You're gonna get it right this time.
Is Hezekiah Bakrub.
Yeah.
See, I had it in me the whole time.
Makes you feel like you were doing it on purpose the whole time.
I was, because I too like Mad Magazine, and I was doing little Mad Magazine riffs on your name.
Oh, good save.
He's goofing you.
I was goofing.
You got boobs back rub?
Goof and guff or shades
Is there
of gray.
anything more flattering to someone who only reads Mad Magazine than to give them a weird Mad Magazine variant of their name?
I'll take it.
You know what they say.
Hesplekia butt rub is what I would call you, or something.
Now
Butt
look
plug.
here. Back
Butt
up makes
plug.
a good point. He says, butt plug just made a good point.
He did.
He said, goof and guff are shades of gray,
Right.
which I think is a good country song.
Goof and guff are shades of gray.
Well, you know what they say. They say goof and guff are just shades of gray.
Yep, it's true. You're only one little hair away from making a goof a guff today.
Oh,
You feel that?
oh.
Wow, there's like a tingle in the air. That's a hit.
I mean, I feel like half the blood just came out of my limbs.
That's
when I said
country.
that. That is just good old country right there.
Freddie Mercury must feel like all the time.
That's what living legend Freddie Mercury. He's fine. Feels like all the time.
And the thunder rolls.
Yeah, we got a little storm going on here in the void. Just so you know, that's just a little electrical storm that happens out sometimes in the void. Also, a crackling fire you can hear in the distance. Let's get into the debate, and I'm going to say, Mr. Possum, I want you to go first because I forgot which side I was taking on this debate.
Okay, now I'd like our esteemed guest, Mr. McRub, to be our moderator and keep track of the time for us. I've got
Sure.
a timepiece for you. This is an electronic timepiece. You're not going to get
Alright.
cancer from it or nothing. All right, tonight's topic is time travel. Good or bad? I will be arguing for time travel, a toot toot.
Oh, right.
My opening statement's as follows. Here we go. Now, I'd like to go to the future in a time machine and see what dancing looks like 1,000 years from now. Now, wouldn't that sound nice to see how people move their bodies in the future? Perhaps it's something that doesn't even look like dancing, Big Hal. Big Rub. Aren't you curious to go in the future and see what stuff smells like? Taking some notes? What you doing, Big Hal? He says no. He's
I
not
was
curious.
just taking a note.
He's punking, man, his notes. Well, I'm a curious critter and I'd like to go in the future and see people dance. That's my opening statement.
Okay. All right. Opening statement from Mr. Possum is essentially just that he wants to go into the future and see people dance. Now, you can go ahead and start my opening. Oh, have you started my opening statement?
Did.
Wow. You're real good at that, by the way, for someone
I'm
who's
just
never
pushing
used
buttons.
a phone
I'm hoping it
or a
works.
clock before. I'm opposed to time travel. And I'm not necessarily opposed to it because I do not want Mr. Possum to see what dancing is like in the future. I think Mr. Possum should see what dancing is like in the future, but I think he will get there. And the safest way for him to get there is to just wait
Yeah.
and see what dancing is like in the future.
Shit.
It already gets weird enough just over the course of a year. You seen these kids doing this Dougie? You seen that? Stuff gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder as we go along. And you are traveling, my friend. Don't make me blow the top of your skull right off the top of your head here. But we are traveling in time right now into the future just by living. And living is okay. That kind of time traveling is outside the bounds of what I'm criticizing right now. What I would like to criticize are time vandals. Time vandals who come back in time, and they're always stomping around outside. They're out your back window late at night. They're always running around in your neighborhood, knocking over trash cans to fix things that happen in the future, to make things go their way. They're always coming back. They're always winning the Derby. You know, they're always betting on the right horse. They're always screwing around with the way things are going. They're always just committing random crimes of vandalism, painting little symbols on every overpass in town. It's annoying, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of time traveling little punks with their graffiti and with their weird dances and with them betting on the perfect trifecta in every derby. I'm sick of it. I don't need any more time.
Are you okay? Are you upset?
Now, why does articulating a good point about time travel mean that I'm upset? I'm not upset. I'm having a great time.
You sound a
I
little
love
upset to
talking.
me.
I love talking about this stuff.
Sounds upset.
Do I?
Sounds a little
Have you
scared.
been
Because
wronged by a time traveler?
I'm actually having a great time. I'm close to laughing right now. I'm having such a great time.
Very forced laughter.
It's awesome. I love it. I love debating things with you.
Well, I've got a theory. I think maybe he's a time traveler who's doing it wrong, can't win no gambling, and he's mad at the people who do it right.
You know who else was an angry time traveling jerk who gambled? Stiff Tannen. That's who I think you are. You're a regular Stiff Tannen.
In crack to the boob chair.
Crap to the future, yeah.
Oh, crap to the
To the
future.
future.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I remember Crap to the Future. That was great. That was a great movie. And what now? Tell us once again the fable of Stiff Tannen, and let's see where that leaves us. Stiff Tannen. While you do that, I'm going to pull up our poll results.
So,
On this
Crap
debate.
to the Future is the story
Yep, Crap to the Future.
of Farty McFly.
Right.
and his buddy, Dick.
Dick.
Yeah, like Doc.
Yeah.
Right. Now I understand. Now that you tell me it's like Doc, I get it.
Why wasn't his name Cock? Seems like that would have been a. Go on. Sorry. Crap to the Future.
Crap to the Future starring Farty McFly and Dick. And Dick. Right.
Farty and Dick traveling in time.
And then he goes back in time and has sex with his mother.
Okay, now that's where perhaps in our timeline things differ from your Mad Magazine timeline, because in our world, the world of normal society where there's money and regular transactions and stuff, Farty, as you call him, did not have sex with his mother.
Well, they didn't show
in
him
our
intercourse. They showed him in her bed in his underwear. So I assumed they had fornicated.
Hey, butt plug. What do you think? What do you think fornication? What do you think fornication means?
I believe it's like naked wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're right. Continue with your summary of Crap to the Future, please.
Well, anyway, there's this mean guy, Stiff Tannen, who's trying to get, with his mom, and then he introduces his mom to his dad. I don't know. Like I said, it got really wordy at this point.
Sure.
But then he goes back and the car flies. The end.
Ah. Okay. So pretty much the same.
Yeah, they hit the marks.
Yeah, they got all that stuff right.
That's a good step. I got mad.
All right. So
Is it time for my rebuttal? Or
oh, do you want a rebuttal?
I guess.
I mean, I'm feeling like I pretty much said my piece.
I feel like I said my piece as well. I argued it pretty good.
And I kind of feel like I won. But go ahead and do a rebuttal. Do a rebuttal.
Well, I guess I'll do a real quick one. 30 seconds or something.
All right.
I maintain that seeing what people do with their bodies in the form of dance in the future would be a joyful thing, and I promise that I won't bother nobody and kick over a trash can or do nothing. I won't be a time bandit. I'll be good.
Okay.
How about that? I'll be good. I'll just watch the dancing and hydrate a pizza and go home.
Okay.
That's it.
Now what happens if when you come back, some time bandit has changed your reality from when you went forward into the future, and so now suddenly there's an alternate you stumbling around? How do you feel about an alternate you stumbling around in the same timeline as you right now? How do you feel about that?
I do have kind of a fragile reputation. I don't think I'd care for someone screwing that up.
Yeah, who would?
I say
who
do
would
your
like that?
do your worst. See what happens. What are you gonna do? Sleep in a garbage can and
Yeah.
that's my reputation.
Right. So wait, you're actually okay with it?
Yeah,
You're
I
okay with
guess.
somebody screwing it up?
I guess.
Right.
Who cares?
Who cares? Well, I care. I care a great deal.
Well,
If people can just screw up whatever timeline I'm in, I'd rather not have any kind of time travel at all than have these annoying, weirdo kids hanging out at the mall, knocking my tray out of my hand at the food court because that's gonna fix something in the future for them. Making fun of me, laughing, calling me fat because that's gonna change something that's going to happen in the future, and that's going to improve their luck in the future. I don't want these kinds of things happening. I don't want kids, slashing my tires and then making fun of me as I try to walk home. I don't want that stuff happening. I'm sick of it happening. I'm sick of time bandits. I'm sick of time traveling teens. and I just as soon we did away with it. But fortunately, fortunately, you folks out there online in the online world agree with me, because I think maybe you've had a similar experience. You know, maybe you've had somebody dump a slushie down the back of your neck because that would improve some aspect of their life in the future when they're grown up.
Seems that harming you is the best way to get ahead in the future.
I'm surprised how many times I'm approached by teens. And they'll mock me. They'll tie my shoelaces together. They'll
So every time a teen harasses you or throws a slushie on you, your first thought is, this is probably a time traveler doing this to change the future.
Oh, because it always is. It always turns out.
Tell you this?
Yes, they do. They have for a while. I mean, it's. These two guys that are always doing this, they always assure me that it's a time correction.
So you're being like,
they're time pirates. They're time pirates, and they're trying to correct a lot of the things. Apparently, there's some kind of weird Terminator war coming up in the future.
Yeah,
in a few years.
We all agree on that.
Like in 10 or 15 years, there's going to be like this Terminator war, and they keep telling me that they need me to like I'll be sitting. Okay, I'll go to like a noodle shop, right? I'll get myself a nice hot bowl of noodles, and these time bandits will come in. These time bandits will come into the noodle shop while I'm eating, and they'll say, "Uh-oh, we got to do it correct." They'll tell everybody to stop, set your spoons down. We got to do a time correct right now, because the Terminator War is coming, and this is a singular moment that causes the Terminator War to happen in the future. And then they'll basically tell me that to fix it, I need to pour my own bowl of noodles onto my own lap, hot bowl of noodles. Now, that will fix what's going on, and then they'll leave me alone for a few days. But usually, I'm just sick of these. I'm sick of this. I feel like I would almost rather we just shut these portholes of time, and I don't have to have these guys doing this to me.
But these people are stopping the Terminator War.
Yeah, that's. So
you're saying you'd rather have a dry lap and be fighting a Terminator than have a lap full of soup and no Terminator?
I almost feel like maybe we cross that bridge when we come to it.
That sounds like somebody who hasn't dealt with a Sperminator yet. Terminator.
I have not dealt with the Sperminator. Nor have I fought a stiff tannin or a farty. farty McFly. All right, so Twitter, we had good. Time travel is good. We're 48%. Time travel is bad. We're 52%.
Now, what's the margin
of error? I won on Twitter as well. Apparently, a lot of people on Twitter have had similar experience with time bandit thieves or not thieves, but vandals. Time traveling vandals. Over here on Facebook, where everybody's a little bit dumber. We have the good was 37% and 63% bad. 37% good, 63% bad. So in both cases, bad won. I feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Now, it's of course the final vote goes back here to Hezekiah Bakrub, our distinguished guest tonight, and don't be afraid to show up to his weirdo hermit ball on the what is it? When is that?
It's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, creepy weirdo hermit ball.
Just any hermit,
not just the creeps, huh?
Yeah.
So the nice ones.
I'm talking to our viewers, like what they might. If they're into that sort of thing, what time? What times that start?
Sundown.
So right.
Always at sundown every year.
It just starts at sundown.
I'm not going to buy a watch so I can tell the exact time.
And what do they need to bring their own refreshments, or will there be refreshments there?
There's tap water there. I'm going to bring an ambrosia salad, as I do every year. Just bring something snacks.
Bring something you want to eat.
2
You're
liters.
a hermit. You probably, care.
Yeah.
You probably have a leather pouch with some
Yeah, I'm going to bring lots of nuts and berries.
Some muskrat legs in it or something.
Spices and muskrat pieces.
Yeah.
Lots of muskrat pieces.
So, and where is it?
At the ranger station.
At the ranger station. That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, who won the debate, McGrub?
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, I understand not being comfortable with time travel. But
Uh-oh.
who are you
Big
to
butt.
tell people what they can and can't do with their time streams? And when you think about it, let's say I were to go back in time right now and do something to change it and then come back here, you wouldn't even know because I'd have come back to a different stream. It would have split. So really, every time somebody leaves and does something, they're causing a new timeline, and you're just staying in your old one.
I think your theory of how time works is incorrect. I'm just gonna. I didn't hear that sound effect. I don't know
Really?
if it happened.
What?
I think maybe you turned.
reacted to it
Maybe
anyway.
you turned your sound effect out. I don't know if it happened. Might have happened. Congratulations if you got a sound effect there. I didn't get one. But I think you might be wrong about how time works. But go ahead and judge how this ended up.
But I just think, let time travelers do their thing. If you're not fine with it, some people aren't okay with, different races spilling soup on them. Like, where do you draw the line?
Okay,
You're putting a label
Okay.
on a group of people. You're saying time travelers are this and that,
You being a bigot.
Exactly. I say, have an open mind. Take it case by case.
You're calling me a time bigot
Open your heart and your time streams.
because I don't. Okay, you're calling me a right. All right.
I'm just saying we've all got room to grow.
Because I don't like getting trank darted out my front door every couple of days
It's for
by
the
these
greater
time
good.
vandals, having all the furniture in my house rearranged while I'm knocked out.
I tell you what,
You're saying because I don't like that, I'm a bigot? I'm a bigot now?
Who's really going to rearrange your furniture? An army of sperminators. They will destroy it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be wishing it was just rearranged.
You'd be begging for that slushy down the back of your shirt.
Well, I've gotten kind of used. I've gotten kind of used to it. The slushy part. I'm just gonna be honest. I have begged a few times for the slushy down the back of my shirt.
Whoa! Now this changes things.
I have actually. I've taken to subbing a little bit with my time bandits.
You're a time bottom.
I'm a time bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come out right now as a time bottom. If you show up from a different era of time and need anything corrected, I would love it if it was in the most degrading way possible to me. That's just how I get my rocks off these days.
Oh.
But anyway, so what are you saying? So you're saying
Okay.
Possum wins.
Yeah.
You're saying Possum wins.
Oh.
Time travel is good. And I suppose I'm okay with that because I would really like it if somebody would just come back in time and beat the ever-loving crap out of me. I would love it.
Yeah.
It's my kind of my thing.
You ever
Kind of my
notice
thing
how
now.
sometimes someone is so against something, but it's actually the thing that sexually entices them the most?
Yes.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Totally.
I've noticed that every day of my life about myself.
Well, it appears I've won I won one debate, but it's
Yeah, you've
rare.
won before.
I generally don't beat humankind.
You
at
did a
debates.
great job on this one, I gotta say.
Yeah, I brought my best card,
Yeah.
As they say, I brought my best card.
That old expression.
That old saying.
Listen, ghoulies, you coming at me, you better bring your best card.
Casual Johnable says, toot time travel. I agree, Casual Johnable. I'm about out of Wednesday wet, and it's about out of Wednesday, because it is 12 a.m.
Yes, sir.
And it's time for us to say goodbye to old Johnny Toenail back here.
Hey.
And the creeps and the sweeps and the beeps, as Casual Johnable says. We got to say goodbye to all of you creeps out there.
Good night, creeps.
Good night, weirdos. Good night, hermits. Good night, any kind of weird, strange doofus that would watch this show. We got to say goodbye to you right now.
Good night,
we love y'all
muscly
so
time
much.
travelers. Good night, muscle-bound, greasy time travelers.
Tell your uncles about the ball.
Goodbye. Good night, leather-bound, greasy, muscular time travelers with shaven heads. Good night to you. I appreciate all your hard work, and we love y'all. We hope to see you back here. Same time, same channel.
Like and subscribe it.
And subscribe.
Hit that notification bell.
I don't know how he knows about that. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. My nephew just says it.
Okay. His nephew says it on his own stream, on his little Fortnite stream that he's got going. So, anyway, we love y'all. Next Wednesday, 10 to 12. We'll be back here live. Be sure to call in next time, and we'll try to have the phone set up the right way. Also, Friday night, I'm hosting karaoke roulette at Zanzibar. So if you're here in Louisville, Kentucky, be sure to come down and play our fun game of karaoke roulette. Free tacos from New Wave Burritos. All you got to do is come up, spin the wheel, sing a song, and you get a free taco. After White Denim, Zanzibar, Friday night. Like 11 o'clock. Possum, you got anything to plug?
Your butt.
Oh, dang. Oh, it was a joke.
Yeah, it's just a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be at Cropped Out in a couple weeks. Toot toot.
Toot toot.
Cropped Out Festival is it's in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
Yep.
You got you.
Now
one more quick plug for your hermit thing.
Now, obviously, I don't have anything to plug. However, my nephew, he loves local comedy. And he's been talking about this comedian, Tyler Jackson, who's originally from Louisville and is coming back on his farewell tour before he moves to become famous. That's Saturday at Kaiju.
Oh,
Saturday at Kaiju.
He's got Chub the Alien to come.
I heard Chub, yes. Friend of the show, I believe.
Yes.
Chub the Alien. Will also be there. Kaiju.
I've never heard of Chub the Alien.
Fun comedy. And also, tell your uncles about the ball.
All right. Anyway, that's it for us. Love y'all. Toot toot. Ring dong.
Ring dong.
Toot toot.